Hello again. Welcome back. We've all been fed and watered and things like that. There was a discussion whether we should change clothes to kind of freak you out, but that was just far too much effort this late in the day. So, back to it. Grub, you are on your way with your pot of soup. Soup for sale.
Soup is for sale.
Okay. You clang your ladle against the side of your vastly oversized pot. That immediately attracts the attention of these two sentries.
Perfect. Just what I wanted.
Yep, and they look over at you. It is now getting dark. The human reaches back and gets a lantern, where the elven god, he just looks at you, and complete confusion on his face. There is a goblin with an oversized pot that is trying to sell some soup.
I'm wearing a little chef's hat.
Ah.
I mean, it might be. It could be somebody's underpants for all I know.
He immediately turns to the human god and goes, "Did you put something in my drink again?" What? No, that was only once. Honestly, you do something once, and then that's it. Well, it is kind of, it wasn't nice. Do you see that over there?
Soup for sale. Clang, 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 clang.
Oh,
soup, fresh soup.
I hear it. Did you put something in my drink? What? No, I said I would never do that. Well, I don't know. You did say that you'd get me back. Well, I've done that already. What, you did? Yes. Don't you remember? No. Exactly. What's that supposed to mean? Well, so they then start bickering and sort of arguing amongst themselves.
As they start to bicker and argue, I'll say, "Okay, brothers, forward!" and start to sneak up.
Right. The rest of you make a stealth check then. With advantage, because they're.
I rolled an 18. Well, 18. I'll just do it with advantage.
Yeah, just do it with advantage.
Yeah.
That's fine.
How'd you do advantage again? Sorry.
Hold down control when you do it. Right. It's considered. I will consider it as a group stealth. So you have managed to stealth your way. And are you heading past Grub, or are you sort of around the side sort of thing?
So sort of press ourselves up against the side of the wall, and while they're distracted, I will then use minor illusion to go around the other side of that, to make a noise around the other side of the house, outside of the line of sight, of "Help! Help!"
Minor illusion doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
If you create a sound, it does.
Oh no, yes, you can do one or the other, but not both.
No.
Minor illusion, yes. Yes. So you make the sound of a help right from the other side, and they immediately stop arguing. They go, "Well, that's not what you said." Yes, but it's what I meant. Well, did you hear that? Yeah. And they have completely forgotten about you, Grub, and they turn and they head towards the where the sound had come from.
So peek my head around the corner and "We're in, brothers!" We just start running for the door. Just
Right.
let ourselves in.
Right, okay. Right, before you head in there, let's head back to Bugwug and Fogug. Right. You have disguised yourself as a god.
Yep.
Fogug, you have drawn pretty much an arrow in the ground with your body about where you are standing.
And I'm hiding as best I can in the open plain sight.
Yes, in the open. Okay. It is not. You do not have to wait long. The costume that you have made with this cloak it is about to be tested as several guards come hurtling round the corner, and they look at you and they go, "Did you see where it went?"
Oh no, my brother has been killed. There he is on the ground dead, and the murderer went that way. And I will point
Directly at me.
hang on. Can I make a check, please?
Deception check is what it would be. I was waiting.
No, I mean, I want to see if I would, because I'm just pointing in a random direction on whether or not I do point at.
I tell you what, then, right? Both of you independently roll a d8, and if it is the same number on each, you point directly at each other. Or you point directly at Fogog.
Right, you ready to roll?
I'm ready.
3, 2.
Oh, I rolled it. I rolled.
Fucking.
Oh,
yeah!
The dice gods have spoken. Right, and you go. Over
Here's
there.
right that way.
Yeah.
Now leave me to mourn and also collect all of these belongings. But wait! You must point me to the nearest pile of flammable objects that I may burn their bodies, as is tradition.
Right, okay. You, as you say this, there is no deception roll needed, because the moment you go over there and point to Fogug, they do not hear a word that you say afterwards, and they all start charging towards Fogug. There is 3 more guards here.
I'll just roll an intelligence check to see if I myself are fooled by Bugwug's disguise.
Okay, help yourself.
He is now a guard who has just pointed out where I am to the rest of the guards.
Okay, so there is 3 guards running towards you, and a 4th one staying behind on the one that your companion Bugwug had slain. What do you do?
I
will give you this time. What do you do?
I'm gonna shoot an arrow. I'm gonna get it. I haven't got my bow ready anyway. Shoot an arrow at the closest guard to me, and then I'm gonna bonus action disengage and try and just escape.
Right. Now you did say earlier.
I don't even need a bonus action disengage. Actually, I could just try and, because there's no one within range.
Nope. You.
I'll just run in bonus action to hide somewhere else instead.
Right. Okay. So you had already said that you. Your bow was out already as you were looking, so you can have essentially, because they're not close, they would take a round to get to you, so you can have a round of whatever it is that you want to do. In this case, shoot one and then run away, so you can have this before the reach. So I will provide you with a guard. There is a guard. Okay, well, yes, you definitely hit him. Oh, wow! Right, you just loose your arrow, and you get this guy right in the hip. It's a shame you were aiming for the groin, but, you know, not everything's perfect. And you get him right in the hip, and he sort of falls over and tries to jump back to his feet. He now is at the back of the pack, and you turn and you leg it. You leg it round the outside, a little further down the... this side alley, round the corner, and there are conveniently placed barrels and boxes and things like this that are all being stuttered by this heavy rain, and you can make your bonus action to hide.
I thought it was going to be another nat one.
That wouldn't have been hilarious at all, right? You can, as you hide, you squeeze yourself in a small area of the box. Oh, excuse me. And you hear them approaching and running, and they run right past, because their passive perception is not even that high. So you have successfully hidden, and they run past.
I'm going to stay in hiding for a few minutes, I think.
Okay. Whilst you are hiding for those few minutes, Bugwug, what are you doing?
I will gather any bit of material, precious-looking item. I'm like ripping buttons off if they're shiny enough. I'm grabbing everything from these guys, shoving it into a bag. I'm like taking one of their belts as extra just to wrap it over so I've got enough room to carry things with. And then gonna look around. Are there any more guards coming?
Nope. Not right now.
Well, I still don't know where any of the things that would set a fire are, because nobody's told me yet, and I've asked 3 people at this point. Probably quite annoying. I'm gonna follow after the guards so I can ask one of them again.
Right, okay. It is just at this moment, as you loot the bodies and get all of their belongings, a now fully laden Bugwug sort of trots after the guards with his ill-gotten gains, and just as you turn the corner and pass, Thug-Ug, this is when you emerge and you sort of bump into each other.
Quack. It's me, and I take the hood off for a second. It's me.
I'll be halfway through, like drawing out my short swords ready, and then just put them away.
I haven't been able to find anyone who'll tell me where there is flammable material yet. I don't know if this town knows how to make fire.
Was there anything... You said there was, like, barrels and stuff in my alley.
Yeah, there's barrels and boxes and things, sort of crates.
While I was heading, I probably would have just had a little look, see if there was anything inside them. Any food or something to just munch on while I was waiting.
The barrel itself, it's actually a really wide barrel. As you... it's got like a half lid that sort of flips open. Inside there, it looks like there is just water. Clean water. Well... was clean, depending upon what you're going to do. The mind boggles.
I would have just had a little drink.
Yeah, it's pretty fresh. It's not as fresh as the stuff that you collect, and definitely not as fresh as the incredible soup that Gob prepares. It's just, there's no comparison. Inside the crates, there is nothing. These appear to be just empty. Whatever was in these is long gone.
Okay. Then I'll say to, keep looking.
It's at this moment you hear a clang, soup for sale, clang.
Soup for sale.
Perhaps that individual could tell us if there's anything flammable nearby. And I'll produce the other cloak that I'll have ripped off. This one is because I underestimated how long they were last time, so I've got like a foot trailing behind me. I've overestimated this time, and it's pretty much just the hood in like 2 inches of material. And I'll give that to Thug-Ug as a disguise.
I'll put it on.
Right, as you put it on, the large billowing hood that often go over helmets, the hood itself on your small head actually droops down past the 2 inches of cloth that is now left over. So it looks like you are wearing a giant droopy hood.
I don't know any better. I've just been told to wear this.
Right. And you head on off up to the sound of, yet again, clang, soup for sale. As you get there, you see the large open area around the large house, and then you see 2 guards arguing amongst themselves. And then you hear a cry for help, and those 2 guards just blatantly ignore Gob, turn and head off towards the sound. And at that moment, you see, right at the door, your companions. They just walk up the steps. You didn't see them get there. They were sneaking very well. They get there and they go up the stairs and they are about to enter the premises.
More soup for me, I guess. And just take a big ladle of soup and just start sipping it in the square, forgetting for a moment what they're even here to do.
Curses! They've arrived there before us, Vargog. No doubt they will find my lack of finding flammable material as a failure. Perhaps use it against us. Vargog, go and buy us some more time. I will chase after those two and ask them for flammable materials. Hurry!
And I will chase after the guards.
Okay. Make, as you run and chase after the guards, make a perception check, please, to see if you can actually locate them. This is before you even
Is
set
there
up.
anything better than on session 2 of a campaign, splitting the party, reuniting the party, only to immediately split right the way back up again?
Like I said at the beginning, I will go where you take me. Right. So, excuse me. Oh, I beg your pardon. On a 19, you hear the sounds of many guards. They are coming from all around this place. This is a relatively good vantage point next to this house. The guards that you had interacted with earlier went off, you think, in kind of that direction. But you think you hear something over there, but then you hear something to the right of you. And then you hear something further distant. And then there are various shouts up about all over this place. You're kind of spoilt for choice. Where do you go?
I mean, there's the human and the elf that are practically right there, so I'm just going for them.
Them too, right? Okay. I misunderstood what you said. Right? Okay. You head to the elf and the human. They are looking around frantically for something, you don't know what.
Fellow guards of this grand metropolis, I require flammable materials. You will point me in their direction.
Who are you? And that's the human god, and the elf one goes, "Are you sure you didn't put anything in my drink? He looks kind of strange." Nope, not this time.
How can you recognize me? I am, of course, the captain of this unit. You will point me towards the flammable materials at once.
Make a deception with disadvantage. If I could give double disadvantage, we could do that, but we can't. So just disadvantage would be good. Right, they look at each other and they go, "Hey, that is real, isn't it?" Yes, I think so. And they look back at you. And they each draw a weapon. And they advance. Are you standing and taking it, or are you going to head off?
Yeah, I'll disengage.
Right, okay. You run away.
I will lead them right back to the rest of the group.
Excellent, that's what I like to hear, right?
But weren't we just running straight into the house?
You were heading into the house, yes. So, as you run around the outside, they are absolutely giving chase. You see the last person, which would be either Fogug or Grub, heading into the door. Are you going to continue? Are you going to follow them in, or are you heading back out into the village? You're heading in, right? You trounce up the step. They are right close on your heels. They're not gaining at the moment, but neither are you losing. And as you come crashing into the door, we will come back to that. So, as Blasbo, Tago, and Nilbug, you were at the doors first. And you said that you were just opening up and heading in. So, who's going in first?
That would be me.
Okay. As you open the door, you are greeted by light. Firelight. There was a light source coming around the corner. You are in a short-ish kind of corridor that is about 15 feet wide, and there is a rug lengthways on the floor in front of you. The space, it opens up. The space sort of it turns to the left, and then it opens up into a rather large area. That is where the majority of the light is coming from. You can see the back end of maybe a sofa. There's a chest of drawers, you think, that is pushed up against the wall. Furnished sort of area.
Did the door open in or out?
In.
Okay. Once we get in, I will close the door behind us, stand with my back to the door, and just say, "Brothers, let us take what we can!" Not knowing that Bugwug's going to be bursting that door down right into the back of my head in moments.
Right, okay. So, as you jump in, you are about to spread out and get what you can. It's going to be, as Bugwug, as you head up to the door, and you open and burst your way in, let's make a contested athletics to see exactly what happens here.
I'm going to give myself disadvantage because I'm not expecting nothing.
I wouldn't be the first one there. That's the thing, because there's still Grub and Fugug to go in.
They would have gone in.
Okay. Alright then. What was it? Athletics?
Athletics, yes.
I'm sure you can beat an 8.
Barely.
Right.
I can roll an 8.
Blasbo, you are hurtled forward onto your right onto your front, almost onto your face. The rug that you land on sort of it slides underneath you ever so slightly and sort of ruffles up like around you, and you turn around and see Blasbo. Doors bursting in. Blasbo, sorry, not Blasbo. Bugwug, bursting in. What do you do the moment that you get in?
I will turn and point, because the human guard has a lantern, and I will say, "I have brought the flammable materials!"
And I'll just look at Bugwug and look at the fireplace and look back at Bugwug.
Right. It's at that moment that the guards will catch up. Let's roll initiative.
Let's go. Oh.
God damn it, I got a nat 20 on my initiative again? Fuck yeah!
It happens. It's no getting around it. It happens. Right. Oh, that was the map that I was going to use. Right. Okay, so that one is not there. Right, so we have an elf guard and that was a human guard. Right. So, top of the round is Fug-Ug.
Are the guards hostile right now?
Well, they have weapons drawn and are running up the stairs chasing Bug-Bug.
Are either one of these the same? These aren't the same guards that I shot and ran away
No.
from. These
No.
are two different ones, yeah. I won't be hasty, but I'll hold an action to draw an arrow and shoot one of them if they are hostile.
Okay.
Seeing as, because Bugwug said he's brought fire, this man has fire, so maybe he's friendly.
Okay.
Maybe he just has a weapon for safety.
Right, okay. And so you're holding your action to, you know what? I'm not even sure what would go on in his head to do something. So we'll see what happens when that time comes. Bugwug.
Have either of them actually entered the house yet?
Not yet. They are right on your heels, so they are literally 10 feet away.
Okay. Then I will. I don't want to risk damaging the fire that he's carrying, so I'll wait until he's in the house.
Well, there are two.
Then...
There is the elf god does not have.
He doesn't have a lantern.
No, he doesn't have a lantern.
I need to wait. So I can't risk damaging the fire. So I need to wait until they're in the house, and then I'm gonna try and cut off the human's hand that has the lantern in it.
Right, okay. So you're just delaying your
holding an attack.
Right, okay, holding an attack. Okay. Nilwug.
How far away is the elf guard from us?
From you, 15, 20 feet. Because you got in and you were just about to split when the door burst open.
And I can see him, yeah.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, we came here to kill elves as vengeance, so I'm going to use my sticky string slap on him. How do I do it again? I forgot to do everything.
Right, okay, so...
There we go, I got it.
You got it, right, okay. He got it!
I got it, but I missed.
You missed! So you flick your hand and your fibrous, planty, whatever material it is, comes streaking out. And the elf sort of ducks to one side. You preempt that, but unfortunately it goes whoosh, and it hits against the door frame. And you pull it back. You almost pull yourself forward, but it does release, and back it comes. Unsuccessful this time, I'm afraid.
There's a bonus action to cast Beat 'em with Bone Shillelagh on my bone staff.
Okay. And remember how to apply that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. One day. Do that, and then drop it on me. There we go.
Yeah. Right. Next we have Blasbo. You currently are lying on your front, prone. You've just been told that fire is on the way, and it has been brought by Blasbo. Not Blasbo, by Bugwug.
But there's also a fireplace in here that I saw.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Now that you have been thrown forwards a little bit, there is a fireplace. There is actually a candelabra, like a chandelier sort of thing, on the ceiling that has candles and things lit.
I'll sort of stand up, dust myself off, and turn over, look, and obviously I can see the elf and human guards coming.
Oh, yes.
And I'm overcome with emotion, and I point at the elf, and in common go, "You shall be cursed!" And I cast Curse You in particular on him.
Curse You in particular?
Yeah, that is Hex.
Yes, I remember from last time, okay.
It's not a reference to anything at all.
Of course not. No.
And I will Eldritch Blast. Well, Goblin Blast the boy.
Goblin Blast away. Okay. Well, 19 definitely does hit. So as you blast him, just as he's sort of approaching the door, and it sort of stops him in his tracks. And it's this weird sort of confusion face where it's like, what the hell just happened? And then it was like, ow! the pain kicks in, that, you know, that 1 or 2 seconds afterwards, they're the worst. Definitely the worst. Are you doing anything else?
And I'll just shuffle a bit further back into the building now.
There is a corner that you can reach and hide behind if you do so wish.
Yeah, I'll do that. And I will give him disadvantage on strength checks for what little it matters.
Okay. Next is that elf guard. He is going to run up to the closest goblin, which would be Bugwug. He is going to attack you twice with his short swords. So the first one, he comes lunging in. Oh, and he hits you. I rolled a 19 with that one. That was fabulous. And he causes you an unpleasant sensation that others call pain, equating to 7 points of damage, which is not good. Seeing his success, he feels rallied, and he withdraws his sword and strikes out once more. This time, because you went, you know, and, you know, this pain sensation, you know, you have a tendency to squeal out a little bit. That has saved you from getting a sword through the head, and he misses. You feel it sort of clang against your helmet, and he, god damn it, he has just cut your brand new cloak that you just get.
Guys, has been compromised.
Right.
Can I reaction? Shoot him now?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Oh god. Oh. Okay.
Oh my! You miss. As he lunges forward, that's when you decide to strike. And that he's a quick elf, and he lunges forward. You're not expecting it, and he gets there really quick. Next, the human god. He comes in with his lantern in one hand, sword in the other, and he also heads towards you, Bugwug. You
could have cut that hand off.
You can aim for the hand if you do so wish. I tell you what I'll do. If you can defeat his armor class by 5, you can hit exactly where you want. Essentially, what I'm doing for everyone else at home, one of the standard things that you can do with advantage is to apply a +5 or a -5 for disadvantage. So we're going to do the disadvantage -5 thing rather than roll it. So if you can defeat his armor class by 5, I will tell you if you are successful. By all means. If you do hit his armor class anyway, you do still hit him. You just miss the arm.
Yeah.
Right, a 15. Now, this guy is wearing leather armor. And he has a little bit of dex, so you do not hit his arm, but you do hit him.
It's good enough.
Right, he almost sees what you're going to do, and he turns to try and parry first. And you do hit his arm. You just hit the other arm. Bit of a glancing blow on the arm itself, and then you swing down and get him right down the front of his thigh. Nice, lovely long gash. But he also swings out and takes an attack on you as a sweeping arc, and he misses completely, and he just goes as the gash on his arm completely throws off his swing. His wrist is in the wrong position. There's no power behind it or anything like that. Easily avoided. Tago, it is your turn.
So last time Taco tried going in with punching, but this time he's not feeling up to it this time, so he's going to use his blowgun at the elf guard.
Okay.
I don't know. Sorry, it did advantage, please.
That's all right. It's because you.
It's because you pushed control down.
I
yes,
did.
Yes. Righty. Right, just roll it again. That's fine. Oh. Devastation. Devastation. Right. You hold up your blowgun. Phew. Again, you get your tongue stuck in the end of it ever so slightly, but you pull it out. You'll get the knack of that eventually. And the dart just streaks wide. Just a little wide. It sails out into the darkness of outside.
Tago will disengage and move back. Bonus actions disengage, isn't it?
Yes. Well, you're not that close.
Oh, not that close. I'll just
so
move back then.
You can just head back, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Righty. So that's you, Grub.
So as they're charged in, I'll start to I'll take off my cauldron, I'll put it down, and I'll yell at Goblin, "Soup! You want soup now? I'll give you soup!" And I'll jump inside the cauldron and emerge with my ladle launcher and take a shot at Elfguard 1.
Okay. Now, there is an important question that has to be asked in this situation. Did you dive? Is this because you're an artificer? Is there still soup in this cauldron?
There's always soup in the cauldron.
Righty, so you have
all my belongings in the cauldron.
Awesome, you have topped up the essence of Grub soup.
Extra
Excellent.
flavor.
Excellent. Right, so you ladle launcher and you shoot. Excellent, you have made it. Right. Which one are you going for, just out of curiosity?
The Elfguard.
Excellent. Right, okay. Roll your damage.
Ping.
Oh, he had exactly 8 left.
Beautiful.
Yes, so as you shoot, this time, because you're a lot closer, the ladle itself doesn't have enough time to flip over and impale, so the round part of the underside of the spoon of the ladle smashes this elf right in the face, and everybody hears the audible crack of the nose and the cheek, and the nose, the cartilage of the nose itself just gets pushed up into the brain. Instant death for this elf, and he crumples to the floor, unmoving.
And then I guess I'll use my. Oh wait, can you do that as a goblin? Is it bonus action to disengage and hide? Is it, or is that?
It's one or the other.
Yeah. Oh right, okay. I'll bonus action to hide, and I'll just duck back into the soup.
Right. Okay. Make a stealth check. 12. Right, okay. Let's make note of that for the future. Back up to the top, we have Bug Ugg. These guys definitely are hostile.
Yeah. I will use my bow and just fire at the remaining human god.
Okay. This guy has been hurt by your buddy, and also by you. And you shoot. How do you want to kill this guy?
I'm gonna be a bit more precise than my last one. Take a little bit more time rather than the hastiness of seeing him attack my friend. I'll just take a step back, aim the bow, and I'll try and get it straight through his eye.
Easy. As it goes through the eye, and as it hits the eye, he falls. He's sort of pushed back, hits the door frame, and then his arms go slack. He slouches down kind of onto his knees, and then he falls forward, and the arrow as he hits the ground is then pushed immediately up and out the back of this guy's head, face down, arrow sticking out. Lovely. It's at this time that you hear, "What's going on over there?" And this sound is coming from the main hallway, because the main area. You haven't progressed far enough in to see all of this. You've just caught the very edge. It turns out that there actually is someone in here.
I'm gonna quickly run over to the elf god, take off his cloak, and just put it on wholesale. No alterations at all.
Right,
And
okay.
also pick up the lantern from the human god and be like, I brought the fire.
Did both of them have lanterns? Or was it just the one?
Just the human.
Just the human.
There's human and elf. They both have. I mean, they both have cloaks. If you want to do something similar.
It was just the lanterns I was looking for.
Right, no, just
I
the.
didn't know if I had both of them.
Right, okay, no, just the lantern, just one. It is there. It's still in his hand. He hasn't let go, but he's now lying forwards on his.
The Bugwood just took it.
I just said I took it.
Oh, yeah. So the voice. I said, "What's going on over there?" And someone emerges, looking around. They are maybe 30 feet away, and everybody make an. Oh, how can we do this one? Let's go for. Let's do a perception check. Just a perception check. This is to note some specific sort of details.
How well would I hear, like immersed in soup? Should I roll with disadvantage?
By all means, if you wish. I love it when players handicap themselves. It's great. Oh wow!
I don't.
You don't.
I'm still in soup.
Yeah. Now, everybody that turns around and looks at this guy, because he's not making any attempt to hide or anything like that. Nilwug and Tago. A lot of elves look the same to you. You know, it's just one of them things. You haven't seen enough of them to be able to tell the subtle differences apart. You have that same sort of problem with most humanoids. This one you do recognize, and this is the one that stabbed Smegweg through the back. This is
Sticky
him.
string slap.
That's what I say. I immediately transfer Hex over to him. Just you are
Right,
cursed.
hold on. Right. So what we are going to do, think of that as an intermission in the initiative. So we are just going to continue the initiative, and the next person on the initiative order is Bugwood. There is the Elf Regent. This is his house. How dare you?
Perfect. I'm assuming he's wearing fabric clothes.
He is all covered up, sort of billowy sort of robe sort of thing. Think of it as like a smoking jacket, sort of.
Ah, perfect.
Made of, whatever.
Would you describe smoking jackets as perhaps flammable?
Well, you've never seen one before, so you would not know.
He's got hair. I'm gonna throw it at him anyway. I take the Latin and I say, fire! And just throw it right at him.
Okay. Make a ranged attack. You are not proficient with this, so it would just be a dexterity check to see if you can hit this guy.
Dexterity check.
Right.
If that doesn't hit, I will use my inspiration to reroll.
Right. Well, it would have hit, but he goes, oh! And he waves a hand, and a shield of mystical energy shrouds his form.
So, inspiration reroll. See if I can overcome that shield. If there was ever a time for a natural 20, this is it.
This could be it.
Just saying it out loud to, jinx myself. Let's go. Let's go. Nah.
Nope. Sorry, it does not overcome. The lantern goes sailing through the air, hits against the shield, and the oil and everything. It does catch fire, and it looks absolutely spectacular. And you're yes, because you think that you have them, but the shield has kept the fire and the oil at bay, and the flames just burn off straight away, and the remaining oil that is not caught just slouches off and pools around his feet.
Elves are worse than I thought. I'm bonus action healing. I'm a little injured, and I'm less injured this week.
Okay, right. So
Actually, how far away is he?
30 feet-ish.
30 feet? I'll run right up to him.
Okay.
Sword in hand, charge.
Okay.
This man will die. That's me.
That's you, right. It is now his turn. So, he immediately begins to cast a spell. And appearing right next to you is a very fine rapier-ish sort of weapon. It looks fabulous. It doesn't look... it looks very frail and thin, but it is glowing and kind of partially transparent. And as it turns, it swings right towards you. This is a spiritual weapon he has cast. So against you, he attacks and misses. Your dash right up towards him has sort of taken him off guard, and he is trying his best in this particular situation. So he then is going to, that was his bonus action to cast spiritual weapon, he is going to back off, and there is a door behind him that is 30 feet. 30 feet away. He is heading straight towards that door and opens it, and you see stairs heading down, but he can't progress any further. But because he has run away, you can have an attack of opportunity, as it looks like he turns tail and flees.
Gonna do it. Gonna do it. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, that's a hit, right?
Right.
A 7? That's a hit.
You hit nothing but air, unfortunately. Right. When he is back there, he will also turn to you and go, you fire me? Ha! Take this! This is what fire really is! And he casts Sacred Flame on you. So, I will drop the, where is it? Where is it? There it is. Look, I will drop the Dexterity save. It is not massive. But it is for you on a 5. No, yes, right. So you will take D8, sorry.
88, good lord!
Give me 8 Ds any day, baby.
8 Ds, here they come, of radiant, fiery damage. There is 5 as this bright, glowing, golden light completely immerses your body, and for a moment it feels kind of warm. You don't understand why this is. Holy crap! This burns! It's burning! Holy. Yeah, that, and then it just disappears off into nothingness. You're left with scabs and all sorts of blisters and things that are now on your arms and exposed flesh. That is his action. So, Nilwug, this guy is now 60 feet from you.
Yes. I will run up beside Bugwug.
Mm-hmm.
And Sticky String Slap has 30 feet, so I can hit him with it, hopefully, maybe.
Excellent. Let's give it a
We'll
go.
attempt to.
Give him a slap.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's pulled 10 feet towards me.
Is it 10 or 5? Right, okay. So he now is only 20 feet away from you, 50 feet from the rest. Pardon me. Now that you have done this, Bugwug and Nilwug, this area of the building that you're in is really quite a large area. There is a blazing fire in a fireplace to the left of you. There are little tables and a few rugs and stuff kicking about. There's even a chandelier above a red rug, right next to where you are. Just saying. So, Nilwug, bonus actions?
I don't have any I can do, so that's the end of my turn.
Okay, ready. Right, now we are on to Blasbo.
Well, I already declared I was moving over my curse to him.
Yes, you did. So
I'll reapply that, and I will try to close the distance somewhat, moving 30 foot closer, and then I will cast Goblin Blast upon him.
right, you hold out your hand, you loose the energy. Oh, and it blasts a hole in the doorframe next to where he is standing.
Which would be the case if I wasn't so inspired.
Right, go, 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 go. Right, it blasts the doorframe still, but it goes through the upper part of this guy's arm.
Cool.
Doing a grand total of...
Hey! That was worth a point of inspiration, wasn't it, guys?
Almost minimum damage. Excellent, right. He's blasting away. You are injuring him, just not a great deal.
I will also declare strength to be his disadvantage stat.
Check. Right, okay, yeah. Righty, so, Tago. It is your turn.
How close can I get to him?
You yourself have a movement... Pardon me, have a movement of 30 feet. So you can move 30 feet closer, you will be 20 feet short. You can, if you want, use your action to do a dash and get right up close to him, but you wouldn't be able to attack.
I'll get close, but I won't use my action to dash.
Okay, so you
And
move 30
I'll
feet.
use the blowgun again.
Okay. Nice fresh target. You line up, being careful not to jam your tongue in the end of this, and as you blow, your tongue is jammed in there. You just let go, and you now have your blow gun sticking out of your mouth now, dangling down the side of your cheek. Is there anything else that you'd like to do?
No.
Okay. Grub.
I
Right,
emerge
you
from the
are
soup.
completely oblivious as to all of this that's going on
So
here.
I'm like floating there in this sort of like tepid, warm, wet environment, and I'm just so like, this is kind of comforting. And then I sort of realize I've been in there for a good few seconds now. I should probably come up for a breath. So I'll emerge with my ladle launcher again. And I mean,
The elves that you were facing are no longer there. You turn and there's a guy standing in front of a door that everybody's trying to shoot.
looks like everybody's trying to shoot him, so I will shoot him also.
Okay, shoot with advantage because you were hidden.
Yay! Ladle launcher.
Right, what ammunition is in this?
It's still a ladle.
It's still a ladle, okay. This one definitely is far enough away for the ladle to spin. And as it does, it spins about halfway across, and it's going to hit, and he goes, "Nush!" And he waves his hand again, and the ladle hits a shield and ricochets and goes, and it stabs in a beam on the.
Can I
on the
use
ceiling.
my inspiration then, and see if I can? Is that a thing I can do?
Yes, absolutely. You can roll to re-roll that.
Let's give it a go. Come on, baby. Wait, is it still at advantage because it's like a re-roll?
You would re-roll one. So,
Just one. Oh yeah. Okay, fair enough. Just one. Here we go. Does a 20.
Right. So as the ladle hits off the shield, and it goes up into the air, and you hear the brrrr. Right? It's not the ladle that gets caught. That hits something that ricochets, and it just it sort of spins and lands down and hits this guy right on the top of the shoulder.
Beautiful. Here's his damage. Hell yeah.
Right, and as it lands in there, and he goes, ah! It's completely unexpected, and he looks at it, and he goes, really?
And I just sink back into the soup again.
Right, okay.
Can I bonus action to hide?
Yes, absolutely, yes.
There, like. No, I don't think so.
Right, as you try to get back into the soup, you accidentally, because you sort of lift your ladle launcher up, you accidentally like clonk yourself, and you're like and you poke yourself in the eye off one of the protruding bits, and you then
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Right.
Oh no! Oh.
Right.
Does it still think?
Top of the round. Bug.
Okay. I want to. If I can't already, I'm going to move to a point where I can see this guy, but not close enough to be able to move away.
Well, you can kind of see him now. He's about 50 feet away.
Yeah, I just wanted to get a full view, and I will declare him to be a stinky elf.
Okay.
I'll drop on him. Then I'm going to go for an attack with my longbow.
Because he casts shield. Because he casts shield, it still hits.
Okay, cool.
Yes, it's as the arrow goes through, it pierces the energy shield that's around him, and it looks fabulous. It's there's like bright sort of sparkles that come off this arrow as it goes through. The tip being superheated as it goes through the Arcana field.
I will also use my Fury of the Small feature to deal extra damage to him.
Yes! Extra 1 point of damage. It could make all the difference. Did you add that damage on there, or do I need to do that?
Wait. This should have been... Oh, it should have just been an extra +1, so that should just be... That shouldn't have been a 2. It's added the D4 from my...
Favoured 4.
Yeah.
Yes, so the D40, right, yeah, that's alright. Yeah. So just -1 on there. This guy is looking very hurt. Very, very hurt. Bugwug. Oh, sorry, bonus action, beg your pardon, Fogo.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can now move... actually... So where I am, I've got speed of 30 feet. I won't be able to get all the way up to the...
No, he's 50 feet away at the moment.
Yeah, okay. I'll just stay where I am, that's fine. I'm not going to take up on this action.
Right, okay. Bugwug.
He's only 20 feet away from me.
20 feet away.
And I'm right next to a carpet. Or a rug, sorry.
It's a round rug. It's about 5 feet away. It's quite large. It's like 15 foot.
Even better. Even better.
Right.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to dive under this rug and bonus action hide as I sort of underneath the rug scurry around until I'm behind him and attempt to hide with my bonus action underneath the rug.
Right. The rug is only 15 feet, so you are several feet short to get behind him.
Okay. Well, I'll still attempt to hide. I'll not care that I'm out of the rug. I'll just still be scurrying along the floor until I am behind him. and attempt to hide with my bonus action.
Okay, right. First off, I'm just going to say to everyone that's watching that's saying, no, you can't hide while people are watching. They're goblins, for crying out loud. It's fun. Go.
I can do what I want, mate. Perfect.
Well, that's brilliant. 7.
I'm
so you
invisible.
Yes, absolutely. So you clatter to the ground and you crawl, and your armor and everything like that is making one hell of a racket. Not to mention all of the bits and pieces that you got off that guard outside. There is this really odd lump, and you almost tangle yourself up in this rug.
It's gonna be good. All right, and then I'm going to just on the floor still behind him, slowly get to a crouch instead of a crawl, and I'm going to hold my attack because he's still got this energy shield around him until that shield is gone, and then I'll strike.
Right, okay. That would be now.
Now.
The shield goes. He is going to take the disengage action, and he is going to run away. So you can have your attack as he is going.
Yep.
Oh,
so
man.
7's another hit, right? Another 7, that's another...
I mean, a 77 would hit, but unfortunately we're not playing bingo, you know.
Yeah.
But, I mean, something to think about for the future, you know, maybe. So you swing. He is just too quick. He's really quick. Elves are quick. And
Actually,
he turns.
3 seconds in a row. I should gamble.
Well, he turns and he runs through the door. The door slams shut, and you hear a thunk as a bolt is slid into place. And then you hear thud, 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 as he runs down the stairs.
Well, he can only get so far down the stairs.
He can
with
only
a
get so far.
30-foot movement, because he's disengaged as his action. And he was 20 foot away, so he's only 10 foot down those stairs.
Yes, he is. Nilbug. Sorry, I totally forgot that you were actually waiting for me there, and I started to do something else.
If I remember correctly, Blasbo's blasted some of the door off.
It blasted part of the door frame, yes. So there is a chunk of door frame missing.
Is there enough to get a small hand through to unlock the door?
It certainly is worth a try.
I'll give it a go. I'll walk up to the door, and I'll use my action to try and unlock it from this side.
Okay, so right, okay. Make a dexterity check with disadvantage because it is a tight squeeze through this this small-ish kind of hole. The DC that you are looking for will be a 12.
Okay. I'll use my inspiration.
Okay.
Why not?
That's what inspirations are for, right? So you reach in, you're like you can't quite reach, and you just grab a hold of the door handle, pull yourself up, and jab further, and you immediately find the sliding bolt, and you just push it out, and the door swings open with you still attached on the door.
I have no movement to escape from that, and no bonus action, so that is my turn.
Okay. He is... You can see him because you are at the top of the stairs. He has moved 10 feet, so he is further down. So, to everyone else, he is not visible. You will have to get closer. Okay?
Get him, Booyak! Get him!
Blasbo is next. Blasbo. Now you haven't moved forward, so you're quite a distance away.
I did move forward.
Yes, you did. Beg your pardon, yes.
Moved 30 foot forward last turn.
Yes, you did. Beg your pardon.
So I should be able to reach the top of the stairs at least. If he was 50 away before and was pulled back 10.
He was 60. He was 60. He was pulled back 10, and then he has ran. He used to disengage. He's ran, opened the door, and he's gone through the door, and he is like 20 feet. He's had a movement of 20 on the other side.
Okay, so reaching the top of the stairs, I should still be able to see down at him.
Yes, he is just about to crest around a bend. Well,
I shall aim the Booyarg staff and let loose another goblin blast on this boy.
Okay. Do me a favour and roll a... Actually, you can roll any dice. Call it odd or even.
Not to wrangle our odds, but if you were 50 feet away from him before, because he was the 30 thing, your movement would be still 50 foot away, so it wouldn't be reaching the top of the stairs to see him. So you would...
you would have to dash. I was assuming that he was dash. Actually, thinking about it, yes.
Yeah.
So you'd moved your 30, so you're another 30 away from the top of the stairs, and he's another...
Yeah, so I moved 30 last turn, 30 this turn.
Yes, 30 last, 30 this, top of the stairs. Yes, you're good.
So am I good to action or no?
Yes, you're good to action, yes, because you'd moved you'd moved 30 forward in the previous round. Yes,
okay.
You're good.
So I shall attempt to blast him.
Oh, teasing that 3. That was fabulous. Right.
You've hexed him. That's a crit for you, isn't it?
I didn't declare a Hexblade's Curse because I just transferred the Hex over rather than Hexblade's Curse. I still haven't set up the Hexblade's Curse on this thing, but yes, I... Psham!
Right, okay.
In the name of the Booyarg!
Right, just as he's about to go around the corner, you blast your way down and you take a chunk of the corner of the wall, and it's not your blast that actually gets him, it's the chunk of rock that you have blasted forward, and it just smashes him in the side of the head, and it is then crushed against the side of the wall. So it's just... and he just falls out of sight, and you can hear the... and he eventually stops at the bottom of the stairs. You have killed the Elf Regent. I hope you're pleased with yourself.
Superbly so, and I will clap Nilwug on the shoulder. Excellent work, brother!
I'm swinging on the door as you do it.
I run over, see what he's done, and say, "You have avenged Smegweg, as he's the one who stabbed him."
Truly a mighty Booyarg.
Indeed.
I can only hope to be a worthy inheritor to Smegweg. Indeed, the powers of this staff are mighty. Now, let us defile his body to make an example of him.
Yeah.
And I'll descend the stairs and just drag the torso up to the top for us to make sport.
Well, as you descend the stairs to grab a hold of this body, you see at the bottom of these stairs it opens up into a very large room. And in this room there are various tables with all sorts of papers and books, and there are some things that are sort of pulsing and glowing. There is also a very large stack of boxes that take up the majority of this part of the chamber. That's just having a quick look, but there are parts of it that you can't see because of the angle. But that is what you see straight away.
I will get to that momentarily. Defiling time!
I go down to help to go get the the Crispies again.
Thank you, young Tago. I am not so. Help me lift her up the stairs, please.
I help.
I am going to survey the area up here because the lantern I brought is gone. It's wasted. It didn't set that guy on fire. So now I need to figure out what else could I possibly use in this room to start a fire.
Right, okay. So, inside this room, now that you have time to examine it fully, you can see that there are 5 doors leaving this room.
Yeah. And then there's the fireplace.
There is the fireplace.
There's a chandelier above a carpet.
Yeah.
There's presumably some torches on the walls.
Yes. Right. There is the majority of the light is coming from a chandelier that is up top. But there is a fire in a fireplace.
I don't know how we're gonna get a fire started. This is a puzzle.
So while you are pondering this question, Tago, what are you doing?
I was helping bring the body up.
Okay. You also see the glowy things that are downstairs in this weird sort of cellar.
Should we not investigate the room as well?
We shall in due course. First, our message must be made clear. The Pigwiggles stand at the apex of society.
Okay. Nilbug, what are you doing?
I'm not too strong, so I don't think I'll help with the carrying of the body. I'll have a meander down since it was mentioned to take a look at the bottom.
As you head down there, you see as described. Make a perception check.
Perception.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You see, in the far corner, you see some chains that have been attached to a wall. They are not long. They are maybe only about a foot long. Because of the height, anyone that is strapped to it, if they are in a sitting position, at least human-sized, they would have to have their arms above their head. This is an unpleasant situation to find yourself in, if anyone was in here. But these chains are empty. There is an odd, sort of strange sort of scoring on the floor. Now it's not black like soot would be, like a burning or anything like that. It is a you've got infravision, so you can't see, but you can't see color. But it's it's an odd gradient that's there that you don't recognize. You would probably have to get some light proper down in there to have a good look.
Is there anything else in the room? You said there was.
Oh, there's several glowing things. There's about 4 tables. On 3 of them, there are some pulsing light emanating from various objects that are on them.
That looks very interesting. Goblin likes glowy things.
2 of them are green, 1 of them are red.
I'll go over and investigate.
Okay, while you're investigating that, Grub.
I guess at this point I'll be coming back out of the cauldron and seeing as, well, half of everybody's disappeared. I'll get myself out and I'll, twist my hat back into the soup to make sure I keep some of the juices in there. Just shake myself off like a dog, and then pick up the cauldron and sort of just waddle over to see what everybody's doing.
Right. Is there anyone that you are heading towards, or?
I guess Bugwug's sort of stood there, like contemplating what we can do to burn. I mean, I don't know this, but he's just sort of looking around. What are you pondering, brother?
Brother, I was just thinking about now that after I slew the elf that killed Smegweg, now I'm thinking about how we could possibly set this place on fire.
So I must be used to creating fire, like making fires to cook with. Would I know of ways that the humans and elves create their fire?
Yeah, the ability to create fire is not exactly a secret. So yes, you would know how to make a fire. Absolutely.
I'm thinking specifically, sort of what would they have in their lanterns, and where would they keep it? Perhaps is that where?
Every place, even on the raids and things that you have done on the various caravans, they all have their own sort of storage areas. So it would stand to reason that there are storage areas in this place.
Okay. Then I guess we look for the storage area and hope that there's like a large barrel of oil.
Okay. While you are doing that, Bugwug, what are you doing?
I'll be sticking with Bugwug, looking for a way to make fire. You mentioned that there was the chandelier. I'm assuming it's lit.
It is lit. There is a lot of light coming from it. From the ceiling, you can see a rope go up to a pulley, and then it goes further down to the side, and then down, and then it's tied off.
Alright, so I can get to where it's tied off.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I would just scamper over to there, make sure there's no one under the chandelier, and then just take out a short sword and just cut the rope.
Right, okay. You cut the rope. There is the sound of pulleys moving and protesting because they haven't moved that quick for a very long time. There is dust. At the moment that you strike this rope, there is dust and things that come off it as if it hasn't been used for a long time. But it disappears up through the pulley, and at the same time, this chandelier full of candles just clatters to the ground and smashes and breaks, and the candles fall over, but they do not burn. It's very odd.
I knew it.
Not
the people
burning
here
candles.
simply don't know how to make fire.
As you go over,
none of the candles are burning at all.
None of the candles are setting fire to anything that they are touching.
But they're still lit.
They are still lit.
Go one of the candles and start trying to touch it.
As you get closer, you would notice this almost immediately. There is no heat coming from these candles at all. They are just casting light.
I'll hold it to the rug, try and ignite the rug if I can, and I'm just generally really confused.
Your confusion is amplified because the rug does not catch fire. No matter how hard you try, and no matter how you find a tiny little spindly bit that definitely should catch fire, and it just does not. The candle doesn't even look like it has ran, as if as if the wax has run down the side or anything like that. This looks like a brand new candle that has just been lit.
I'm gonna put the candle in.
Okay.
You seem confused. What is the issue?
No fire.
What?
I'll take another candle and I'll start putting it on the rug, and I'll wave it around and put it against Bugwug's skin.
Right.
Oh, I know. reach into my inventory, pull out a tinderbox, light a match, and try and light the candle.
Right, okay. You light the match. The candle does light, so there is then 2 flames on this.
There you go. I'll put the match out and put the tinderbox away.
All right. So on your sheet, when you put the candle in your pocket, just on your sheet, continual flame candle.
With
okay.
Incredible confidence, I'm now going to hold the candle against my skin.
The one that was just lit.
Yes.
All right. Okay. It burns. You give yourself a point of damage as you burn yourself.
And I'll yelp in pain.
That is a candle.
I'm going to set that candle down, take off the oversized hood that I've still got on, and start just tearing up bits of fabric. Get some bits of fabric, get some arrows, and just wrap the bits of fabric around the tip of my arrows.
Okay.
And start preparing to start igniting the tips of each arrow and shooting them around the house as I go. I'm not going to do that yet. I'm preparing to do that.
Preparing, right, okay.
I'm going to turn back around to Grub and be like, have you thought of any ways to start the fire yet? I'm still coming up blanks.
Oil, brother. That is what we do.
Oil! Perfect!
Oil, of course.
Perhaps down in that basement that Nilwag just went into.
I would shuffle off. Let's go.
Scurry away.
Right, okay. Are you following Fogog?
I'm going to just stay where I am, just getting some arrows ready.
Right, okay.
I've got my plan and I'm sticking to it.
Right, okay. Blasbo and Tago. You have this elf body that you are carrying up the stairs. Or are you leaving it down there and sorting out down there in this weird funky room?
If everyone else is coming down, we might as well save our backs the effort.
You're trying to drag the body up, and then Nilwug just pushes past
you.
you.
You get about three steps from the top.
Yeah, and then we just look at Nilwug push past us like we start again, and then you two just battle past, stamping him more into the stairs.
Grub goes like using this cauldron to shove it aside or whatever.
Well, I suppose we can defile the body later.
Oh, now.
Or now.
And I start trying to harvest the teeth and gums for Elven Crispies. Oh, sorry, Teeth Crispies.
Elven Teeth Crispies. Right, wonderful. Right, make another survival to see if you can extract them without damaging them. Yeah, you get the majority of them. Some of the front ones that are less, less dense, less chunky. Them ones always give a bit of trouble. They snap. But yeah, you get what you're after. Right. A little bit of housekeeping. Looking at the time for everyone. Are you happy to continue, or are you wanting to kind of leave it there? There's one other thing that I'm going to do before we do leave it, and that is the exploration of this bottom room with Nilwug.
Probably use time.
Room.
Yeah.
Time to head on out.
Right. Okay. So I'll do this thing with Nilwug, and then we will leave it there, ready for next time. Then, in that case. Okay, Nilwug, you said that you were having a good look at this bottom room. Now, there are 3 glowing things that you can see, definitely. There are 2 green, there is 1 red. The green are very far away from each other. The red one is roughly in a central, if off to one side, location. Where are you going first? There is also the big stack of boxes and crates.
Green goblin. Goblin go green.
Goblin go green. Right, so the first green one you come to. This is a potion bottle. Glass vial has a green glowy liquid in. It's not, when I say glowy, it's not, oh my gosh, that's really, wow. But it's completely dark in here, so think of it as a, them glow-in-the-dark stars and things that you can put on your ceilings and things. It's like that sort of glow.
Okay.
And there it is. It is in a completely plain glass vial, and it is green.
I do have alchemist supplies and proficiency. So
Right, so I tell you what.
I'd like to try and identify it.
Right, you take the top off, you have a sniff, you dip your finger in a little, have a little bit of a taste. Make a roll on that. Let's see if you can identify what this is.
What skill? Is it Arcana usually? Or is it just...
It would... like an intelligence roll it would be. With proficiency, because you are proficient.
Yeah.
Oh, nearly. Nearly. Right. It makes your tongue feel kind of light, almost. You swear for a second there that you could put it in between the gaps of your teeth just for a second or so. But other than that, you've got no idea.
Okay. I'll put it in my pants at the front.
Okay.
Keep it hidden.
Right. So that is the first one. What are you doing about the others?
The others were already down here and saw something, so if I take too much, they'll get suspicious. So I'll check out the barrels. The barrels seem like a good thing to do.
Right, okay. In this stack of crates and barrels, there are all sorts of different sizes and shapes of containers. There are like chests with like hinges on, almost like foot lockers, kind of thing. There are actual individual barrels. Some have lids. Some are just self-contained. There are sacks. There are smaller containers like pots or vases, but all of them are covered or closed. So they all would appear to have something in. Now, as you get close to these, you do pass one of the tables that don't have any of the glowing stuff on, and there is a full set of alchemical supplies.
I already have my goblin-made ones. These terrible pink skin ones? Nah, I don't want them.
Definitely inferior. Absolutely,
Definitely.
You are absolutely correct. As you get closer also to the crates, make another perception check, please.
Perception.
Okay. As you are looking through all of this stuff, right? Because I mean, this pile's maybe 6 foot high. So are you like climbing on top and having a look? See?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. As you climb on top, because it's pushed right near the back, close to one of the corners, you notice from this vantage point that there is a section of the wall that is ever so slightly off. And by that I mean it is it doesn't line up with the rest of the wall. It's ever so slightly lower. Ever so slightly.
Okay. I'll see if I can... So you mean the very top of it slightly lower?
As the wall, think of it as a maybe like a dado that goes like part way around. The dado in this particular section of the wall, compared to the rest, is slightly lower. Not by much. It's only maybe a few millimeters, but you notice it immediately.
This has piqued my interest. I'll try and examine that a bit more.
Okay, you head on up closer to it. We'll just let that roll over. You are fairly sure that with a good shove, this might move out of the way. This could be a door.
I will give it a go. I'll use my bone staff as leverage and just try and push into it.
Okay, you give it a good shove, and true enough, it hinges in over, and it opens up onto a much smaller room than the one that you were in. And on the floor, directly in the middle, is a very large red circle. And inside there are various designs. What's the word I'm looking for? My brain.
Geometric?
That's the one. Geometric shapes. I couldn't think of it. Lots of geometric shapes, designs, runes, sigils, sort of thing. This looks heavily magic-y from your goblin-y perspective. Lying inside these are what look to be two bodies that have been wrapped in a kind of a brown tarp and secured with brown rope.
More meat for everyone else.
This also is glowing slightly red.
Maybe not. I'll wait for the booyah, because he'll know what to do. He's the mighty wizard.
Right, are you doing anything else?
I'll perch on top of one of the crates and just eat a fungal fruit treat.
Right, okay. As you are eating and kind of enjoying watching Tago and Blasbo fool around with that elven body, you hear in your head Odie once again say, you know, I wonder what's in these crates. I mean, you don't have to look if you don't want to, but there may be something interesting.
Which one?
Oh, there are so many to choose from. By all means, pick one.
Without further probing, I'll use my bone staff, which I think might still have shillelagh on, to start just smashing crates.
Right, okay. Right, it's just at this time everybody sort of gets downstairs, because that would have taken quite a long time. Just everybody gets downstairs, except Ogog. Ogog, you're still upstairs doing all of your preparations and stuff, because that would take quite a bit. And you smash the first crate. No roll necessary. I'm not that picky. And inside this crate, there is a very fine, white, shimmery sort of powder. Fine as in, like, flour fine. And you smash it, and there's just this cloud of this stuff sort of up in the air, and it doesn't do anything. It doesn't get up your nose. It doesn't make it hard to breathe or anything like that. So you smash the next one. That has the same, and the next one has the same. And it's not long before the whole of this downstairs room fills with this sort of misty, glittery stuff, or whatever it is. And all of you, no roll required, immediately fall unconscious.
I was outside the room, defiling the body.
We weren't. We took it back down.
Oh.
Yes, it was taken back down because, yes.
That's not because where the group was, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty, so you all fall unconscious, except Fogug, who was completely oblivious upstairs doing his own thing. And that is where we will leave it this time. What can it mean? What can it be? Oh, we will have to wait and see. Oh, I made a rhyme. What a crime. I must be a poet. Didn't even know it. Right, sorry. I won't do that again.
Good.
Right. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you to our wonderful players. That was a jolly good fun again, and we'll hope to see you next time. So up until then, take care of yourselves and see you later.
Bye.